Hey, it's Amy from Amy Parker Art. This is our coffee chat with my friend Jamie and myself. Jamie's going to be a couple minutes late today, but I figured I would just pop on and get started. Say hello to all of you and have my coffee. So let me know if you're having coffee or tea. I am having coffee this morning. Cheers to you all. If you have not seen this coffee chat before, this is year number 2 that my friend Jamie and I are doing our little coffee chat together with you. And we love to help creatives and give some amazing tips to you all and talk a little bit about what
can you
we
hear
do.
Me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Here, hold on. I can't hear you yet.
I'm going to check the comments to make sure everybody can hear me. Good morning, Loretta. Loretta, can you let me know? Can you hear me okay? Because Jamie's having a hard time hearing me.
I don't know if I can do it while I'm driving. Here, I'm coming up to a stoplight. I think that on my phone I have the volume turned off or something.
Oh, okay.
I can't hear you,
all right,
though.
They can hear me. Okay. All right. They can hear Jamie and me.
Oh, I didn't know we were live.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't hear you.
I'm going to put this up, Nilda, so she knows that everybody else can hear both of us. And that's okay. We will wait till she gets back.
I think I have a setting.
I'll just have to stop when she's talking. This will be kind of comical.
And I can't change it while I'm driving.
That's totally fine.
I'm going to pull off into this parking lot right here and see if I can get it fixed.
All right, so she's picking up her coffee in lovely Florida. Okay. I'm jealous.
Okay, let me see.
I'm hoping to go down to Florida this year. I usually go down every year. Let me know if you all go there.
Hey!
Or maybe you actually live there. Okay, she popped off. She'll come back on in a minute. Oh, it's raining in Florida. That's okay. I'd rather have rain than snow any day. Any day. Whoops, let's try and add her back in.
Okay, now it's working and I can hear you.
Oh my goodness, that's great. Wonderful. Okay. Voila.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
So I did get some chai tea latte.
Nice.
That sounds really good. Cutest little place. And I got like some kind of protein breakfast cookie. So nice. Listen to this place. It's called Via La Casa. It's coffee, wine, and like Joanna Gaines, like home store.
Wow. Nice.
I gotta go back. It's in this cutest little area too that I hadn't gone to.
All these fun things to discover while you're in Florida.
There's lots of things, lots of art things to discover here. We're actually tonight going on an art crawl trolley tour.
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of that.
So it's going to 7 different hub stops with like 20 plus galleries that are open.
Wow.
And in the whole area. So we went to like an art walk last Friday, and that's when I got to go to that Milan gallery.
Yeah, so I saw your picture with Ellie. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm jealous. Yeah. I love Ellie Milan and her daughter.
She was standing inside there when I walked up, and I'm like shaking Mike. I'm like, she's inside. I wasn't expecting it. So, and I had been in the gallery.
Superstar.
Yeah. So they just opened that gallery in Sarasota on December 1st.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was really cool. So
That's awesome.
anyway, I apologize. I'm the one that was holding you up a little bit. So I'm glad it was on your page this week.
It's okay. You're good. We won't beat you up for it.
Okay.
I mean, I've been late before too. So, hey, we're all good.
So I can't see I can see when the chat pops up, but I don't know how to see it. Oh, maybe this is it.
Everyone's
okay.
just,
I can only
whoops. She must have pressed the wrong button. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She'll pop back on it. Oh, here she is. I told you it's going to be funny today.
Obviously, I don't get on StreamYard very often on my phone unless it's just stationary, right? Like I have it set up and I have it so that it's facing what I want to show. So I had to flip the camera around. I never have the microphone on. Like it's usually just a camera. So any button that I hit takes me out of the studio. So I don't know how to work it. So I'm not touching anything else. Anyway, what I was saying is I can't see the chat unless somebody pops, unless the comment pops up. So I'll have to come back. So you'll have to pull up anything out of the chat. But remind me, we're talking about productivity tips, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. I'm just going to sit here in the parking lot for our 24 minutes and not go anywhere.
Okay. Well, you're being productive. You got out of your amazing little villa wherever you're staying and you got to go get coffee and check out a new place. So congratulations, you're being productive.
So I was productive this morning. I did make a list from the visitor guide. So anywhere that you're traveling, my suggestion is about a month prior, order the visitor guide so that you can kind of start to acclimate yourself to the area, right? So I went through and I highlighted.
I'm sorry. This is scary for me because whenever I cough or sneeze, I get all this like anxiety built up because I threw my back out 1 week ago today. So any of you with bad backs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, oh no, a sneeze is coming on. But I will try and we'll hold it together. I did my stretches, so I was being productive there.
Good.
So that hopefully I won't have any spasms or pain and have to pop off. But so far so good. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think some of the stuff that you're talking about and kind of what I was mentioning about the visitor guide is like being proactive, right? Like I think that you can be a lot more productive if you're proactive. It doesn't make you feel as reactive, right? Like I think we lose our focus, which helps us to be more productive when we aren't proactive and kind of making a plan and having, and thinking through. Like I have a little morning mindset kind of thing that I do, and it helps me to kind of think through my day, not just in like what I'm doing, but one of the things today is what do you anticipate might cause you problems today?
Yeah.
And how could you make that better? How could you work through it? What could you do? And that really puts you in a different frame of mind that you're already anticipating something that could derail your productivity, right? And thinking about that ahead of time. So I think all of these things that we're kind of talking about, like being proactive and thinking ahead, is going to help you be more productive. So
yeah,
I think that's a lot of what it's about. Yeah,
for sure. Yep.
I almost brought my mug with me to Florida.
Oh, nice. Well, I have one for the both of us.
I think my husband did bring his, maybe. Or he thought about it, but then he thought, no, I can't bring everything.
Yeah, what you're talking about with the routines, that helps me with, productivity as well, like morning, afternoon, nighttime. And I'm not like 100% strict about
Right.
all of my routines. I mean, they're pretty kind of loosely, um, I guess, in my mind and in my Google Docs and on my notebook, things like that. But there's certain ones that I hold at a higher standard that I know that I do need to do and get done. So there's some that are like basically non-negotiables for me that I have to get done. But I don't make my whole day like that or my whole
Right.
week or my whole month because life happens, things come up and we have to adjust, right? And we in being artists, like we need time and space to think and create as well. So being in that
Yeah.
mindset of, for me anyway, being so rigid, I can't work like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it does help me to have specific routines. Usually, mostly for me, my morning routine is numero uno. It's like the one
Mine
that
too.
kind of helps me relax. I meditate, I do some stretching, I do some writing. I think about, I listen to my intuition and like what I'm feeling, what I'm inspired to do and things like that. And then, I have my daily task list that but if I give myself some time first in the morning, then when I hit that button to do my task list, it's like, okay, now I'm more focused and I know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen and be most productive.
You're talking my language, Amy, because all this week I've really gotten back to my morning routine, even being away from home. So I don't think that just because you're away somewhere else, you can still do parts of, at the very minimum, your morning routine.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
all of the things that you were saying, I do those too. Like I have, 3 or 4 things, and I've added more journaling to mine. And I've been listening to more um, personal development, professional development kind of things while I'm journaling. And so then I'm kind of getting that with, I have to kind of be careful because sometimes I can only process one or the other. So I'm not fully engaged, but sometimes I can be doing one. I have a little lettering kind of thing that I do in the morning. So I can usually listen to something while I'm doing that. And so, yeah, my morning routine, I feel the same way, that I feel more in control if I give myself a little bit of that peace and quiet and prayer time and me controlling what comes in.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
checking my email, that's somebody else telling me what to consume.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at Facebook, that's somebody else. Anything that I do in the morning is directed by me. Like I'm choosing, and that sets up my day in whatever productive way I want to. It just sets me up to be a better person throughout the day. So yeah, I can't tell who's watching or who's making comments, but anybody that's been following me for a little while, and I think in every single one of my stories this week on my personal profile, I've put something about morning routine because it's, yeah, it's so important to set up the rest of your productivity for the day.
Well,
So
I'll tell you who's on. We got Robin, Loretta. We've got a lot of Facebook users, and we probably know you, but that's just because you have to allow StreamYard to let us see your name. So if you just go to the description and click on allow StreamYard, then we can see instead of seeing Facebook user. We have Tony, Angel. We've got
and
Edith. We've got quite a few people on here.
and I
Nilda.
know a lot of times I go in and I share the video, the live to Bebop, and I'll share it to your group as well. And I usually do that when it's on your page, but I'm not going to try to share into the group while we're live because I don't even know how to do that from my phone.
Actually, I shared it already
Okay.
into Creative Dreams, but you know what? Let me go and put it in. I'll go on my phone and put it for you right now into
Okay.
Bob. So give me just one moment.
I know that Loretta likes her chai tea latte, and I don't get it very often, but I'll tell you, when you go to some place that you're not familiar with, this this chai tea latte is a like, I don't know how you could mess it up. I went to a coffee shop yesterday and I said, I just want like a caramel latte or something. And it just tasted weird. I don't know. I think it was whatever kind of the syrup was that they were using. But I don't think you can mess up a chai tea latte. It's pretty good. So, and I got it hot. So
Loretta says, I try to cut back. They're all different. Depends on if they use liquid or dehydrated.
oh, interesting. I didn't even know there was a difference. This was a pretty nice little coffee shop, so I'm guessing they're using whatever the, and they gave me the options of different kinds of milks, and so it was one of those kinds of places.
Your hair looks fantastic. I love it, that color.
Thanks. So that's another thing when you're someplace else, you got to get used to the shower and used to the water and, your routine and different things. So, but thank you.
Yeah.
So okay, what other productivity tips do we have?
Well, I actually put a link for one of my freebies in the description. I wanted to get one of yours in there, Jamie, but I know you were having a little bit of a rush morning trying to get on. But maybe after you can post it in the comments. So I gave them my 97-day worth of engagement posts, like wording posts that you can copy.
Awesome. I want that too.
Yeah. And so it's for artists who want to make money with their art, who want to just kind of build up their social media. So this is great for productivity because it's going to save you a ton of time. It's over 3 months worth of posting for nothing. So you can get all the wording that I made you, and I've used myself. I'm not going to give you something that I haven't tried and proven to work. So it does work. So you can go ahead and grab that if you want. You can go to the description. I do have graphics that go along with that as well. There is a small fee for that. If you want it, you can grab it. If not, no big deal. You can make your own graphics. Totally up to you, but it really will save you a ton of time. And Jamie, I know you're big on engagement too, because you have your own membership for that. But that's like one of my productivity tips would be to kind of pre-schedule and pre-think out what you're going to kind of need for content. And that saves me time and helps me to stay productive.
Yeah, for sure. I know I've talked to different people when I'm talking to them about my Engagement Made Easy membership, and hey, I provide these posts for you, and I do a Zoom and answer questions, and some other things too, and some trainings. But so they'll be, I have my own post, or and some of these people are ones that I know come to my page. They will screenshot my engagement post and then they'll use it on their page, which I'm flattered by that. I don't have a problem, but I do explain to them and I have them go through, how long does that take you? How long does that take you each day to go, even if you're always coming to my page? Let's just, if you're scrolling, then that's like a whole other thing to try to find a post that you could use. So say you have to navigate to my page, you have to screenshot, then you have to crop it, then you have to put it on your page. I mean 1 minute. Yeah. And I think that's, it might take you longer than that. But let's just say 1 minute times 30, that's 30 minutes. And you're doing it in an interrupted way when you're doing it every day. That's breaking up your productivity time when you have to do that like every single day. So really, it's more than 30 minutes because you have to sit down, it's breaking it all up. Whereas I provide the posts, they're already made and you can get them all scheduled in like 20 minutes, all in one sitting. And then you've got all that rest of the time.
Yeah, perfect.
And there's other, things in the membership too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
When does your Engagement Made Easy membership open?
So I usually open it on the 24th of the month through the 27th. So just like 3 or 4 days, because I email the posts on the 28th. So on
Yeah.
the 28th of the month, everybody gets the post so that they can schedule them for the next month.
So if you're not in Jamie's membership, I highly recommend to jump in, because that will also help you to be productive and save time. And
Yeah.
if you want to grab my freebie, I see that Robin's going to grab it. I think Loretta said she was going to grab it, because that will help you out and save you some time as well. Yeah. And Jamie, I think I already sent it to you, but you can have anything that you want. And then Loretta was saying that, she asked before she screenshots. I do the same thing. I don't even do that because I create my own, but that's being completely ethical, Loretta. So,
Yeah,
I mean, I know I appreciate when I hear that. I mean, I know some people do it because they don't understand. So, I'm sensitive to that, but it's like, if somebody's just trying to, ride your coattails and just not create any of their own, it's like, okay. Even with my 97-day worth of engagement posts that I just gave you here in the description, you literally, when you get it, you literally can like put in your own little words with, like, read the sentence, see if it makes sense for you and your business. If not, just backtrack it, put your own thing in there, and you'll be all set. I know some of my members do that, and that's totally fine. Yeah. So let's see. So we talked about, so we've got like 5 more minutes on here. We started a little bit late. We're trying to do these coffee chats starting at 10 a.m. now for 24 minutes for 2024. So we have a few more minutes. If anybody has questions for us, go ahead and throw them in. We'll try and answer 1 or 2. But just to recap, we talked about, routines, and Jamie and I both agree that, morning routine is best for us. Let us know which routine, if you have morning, afternoon, night, which one you like the best. We also talked about, Jamie was talking about, like, kind of, how did you say it? Like pre-thinking, like being proactive. Being proactive. Yeah. Hello, Ashley. Thanks for popping on.
And one of the things that I kind of do, like being proactive, I follow Brendon Burchard. I don't know if anybody follows kind of the stuff that he does. So he has a daily personal development, professional development that he does called Growth Day. So it's usually like 15 minutes, and I'll listen to that. And he talks a lot about these non-negotiables that you have. And one of them is taking like the first 15 minutes on a Monday, or I like to do it sometimes on a Sunday, and to just kind of like plan out your week. Or I don't like to sometimes call it plan, but it's like block out your week, because I'm like you, Amy. I can't like plan hour to hour. I kind of do like a block, or I'll kind of do, and he talks about, doing that every week and making sure that you, how do you know that you're productive unless you're tracking whether you're productive, right? So I track a lot of different things, and he's really started getting me to think about, how do I track that I know that I was successful for the week? How do I track and know that I was, productive in the things that, so he talks about on Friday, you have your Friday finishers. Like, what are the things that you said that you were going to do this week that you need to get done before 5 p.m. today?
I'm going to write that down. I like that. Friday finishers.
Yeah.
Friday.
And, there's a level of, I think, I don't know if it's confidence or if it's integrity, but when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, and you don't keep that promise to yourself, I think that deflates your confidence every time you don't do that. So those Friday finishers, I think, really tie into, I said I'm going to do something and I'm going to get it finished, like no matter what. Kind of like you said, like the non-negotiables. And I really like that because it kind of puts like a deadline. And I think for me, sometimes I'm the most productive when I set some kind of deadline. If it's a timer, then that's a deadline. I've got 15 minutes. I can get so
Yeah.
much done in 15 minutes when I know that that's all I have. When I have 2 hours, well, here, let me go do I don't get anything done. So I like that idea of the Friday finishers because it puts like a deadline. So if you set a date for when you're going to do something and you tell somebody, like that's like double accountability because then they're going to check back in. Did you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Loretta, I do that too. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes. I like that too. And I put different things like that in my calendar too, so that I don't forget about it. And I think that really helps you to block out your day so that you can be more productive when you have things on the calendar. When you just have like a full open, I mean, I like to be flexible too, but when you just have it all open, while we've been down here, I've been trying to set things up to do during the day. So I, and doing the things that I want to do while we're here, not just
Right.
kind of, so.
Yeah. Good for you. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. So we are pretty much at time. Is there anything else we want to say before we pop off today?
So I
Loretta's
did not
like,
get to say Happy New Year at the beginning of the the live, but
I love Loretta's like, oh my gosh, you should see my to-do list. I have to-do lists as well, and I love to do the check mark and I literally do it on my Google Docs a lot. I will just click the format for check mark, and then I can make my list in there. And then as I go through my daily tasks and things like that, I can go check, check, check. And, I've heard so many people say, oh, it makes you feel good. It gives you a little drop of dopamine or serotonin or whatever it is. And yeah, it does make me feel a little more productive. So I like that and feel like I can measure it. Hey, I've accomplished stuff today, just like you were saying with the Friday finishers. Good morning, Juanita. We're just wrapping up here, but as soon as we pop off, all of you, literally, if you're just popping on, you can refresh the screen, just kind of pull down, and then you can check it out from the beginning and hang out with us. So we talked about productivity today, and the next time we do a chat will be not next Friday, but the Friday after, because we do this bi-weekly, and we will be on Jamie's page, Creations of Studio 39. I appreciate you all hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, even though I can't see exactly who all is.
Yeah. Well, you'll be able to see the feed when you return, Yeah.
One of the things that I was going to add, I just read, and I don't have the book with me, but I'm reading the 12-week year. So it's kind of planning out in 3-month increments your year, and it sets a quicker deadline, and there's all the psychology behind it. But the thing that I just read, and this will probably make a lot of people feel better, is most high performers only complete 80% of their to-do list.
Good to know.
They don't complete it all, and they're still high performing, whatever that means to them, whether it's financial or whatever. But that really made me feel better.
That, nobody's perfect. Even high performers aren't perfect.
Yeah, it's not
so
about
if you
being
don't
perfect.
Do every single thing that you plan on doing, that's a good point right there that you made. That don't beat yourself up over the small stuff. You get a lot of if you feel accomplished, like you've actually done something and have been productive, good for you. Give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah.
One of the other mentors that I follow is Brad Bizjack, and he talks about the purpose for setting goals. So, if you're talking about being productive, it's because you have these things, these goals, these lists of things that you want to do. And he said the objective of setting goals is not for the attainment of finishing them. It's for who you're becoming while you're finishing them. So I've started to measure things more like, was I encouraging to people? Did I reach out to people that day? Did I connect with the people in my membership? Like those kinds of
Yeah,
productivity things that measure like who I want to show up as.
those are good
So,
questions. Yep, good
yeah.
questions for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all. Robin, Juanita, Loretta, Madeline, everybody that's been on here. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Thank you so much. And we will see you again in a couple weeks on Jamie's page.
Okay. Very good. Bye, everybody.
Bye.